Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some furniture flip things for you to see today. I have been finding so much furniture. Springtime is the best time to find stuff because everyone's spring cleaning, and so literally like just driving around my block and stuff, I have found so many things. So yeah. Let's just jump right into it. First cabinet, it's kind of like a bathroom cabinet type thing is what it looks like. I found this literally just the block behind my house. I was like leaving my alley one day and I saw it, and so I just picked it up on the curb for free. And in this shot it only has one knob, but the other knob was actually still in there. So that's really cool, so I didn't have to like replace that or anything. So first thing I'm doing is I'm just taking every piece apart. So I'm unscrewing the doors and the hinges and stuff off. I'm going to be spray painting the hardware as well as the piece. So yeah, that's just what we're starting out with. This thing it was definitely like made in China type of thing, but it didn't have any like names or labels or anything on it. But yeah, it was cute, it was fine, you know, if you want a white bathroom cabinet, but I just wanted to spice it up a little bit, so here we go. Alright, so here I'm flipping the whole piece upside down so that I can look at the legs because they had a little bit of water damage to them, and because it's kind of this cheap, like, I don't know the word for it, it's kind of like that cheaper wood, you know, it's pretty lightweight, and water can damage it pretty easily, so you can kind of see how it's kind of like expanded a little bit from having too much moisture touching it. So what I did was I just took some sandpaper and I really just sanded down those so that they laid flat and pretty smooth. This definitely helped the look of it and everything, and I think it's gonna help out a little bit in the long run. Yeah, so and then I went ahead with just some white gloss spray paint and I just sprayed over the feet of it just so that I had an even base to work with when it came to the actual paint color. Just because after sanding and stuff, you know, you just took off some of the paint and the finish. So this just gave me a nice even base to work with. Then I went ahead and sprayed the hardware. I used this kind of gold. It's not like a super gold color. It's like almost a mix between gold and silver. It's just not a super bright gold. But I went ahead and spray painted all of the hardware with that. And then I went ahead and cleaned up the doors, brought them inside. And they all had these glass pieces in them. But the glass was actually kind of damaged. And I thought it was just a bunch of gunk, but after I took them out of the doors and tried to like really give them a clean, it really just wouldn't come off, most of them. The little ones weren't as bad, but the big one was kind of a struggle. So I went ahead with my screwdriver and I just screwed all of them out of the place. And once I got them out, I tried to clean them as best I could. And yeah, I knew I was gonna have to think of some kind of replacement situation because that big one was pretty bad. The small ones, at least two of them, I got really nice and clean. But yeah, that just had some gunk on it that didn't want to come off or anything. So here are the colors that I'm using for the cabinet. I have this teal color, it's called Vintage Teal by Rust-Oleum, and then I'm also using this color called Paprika, also by Rust-Oleum. Rust-Oleum is the only brand I use. I love it, it's the best. But I thought these two together looked so cute and gave it kind of like a beachy theme in a way. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start spray painting the cabinet. Now I did learn through trial and error. I was getting a lot of like paint runs in some of my other projects, which are just like annoying and hard to deal with. So I did find that it was actually way more beneficial to spray paint everything laying flat. whereas normally I would have the piece just standing upright and go around and spray it all. And so even though this takes a little bit longer, I did find a big benefit to it. So I just laid it flat, would spray one side and just let that fully dry. And then I would come back and turn it and continue on. But yeah, I would definitely highly suggest, especially if you're doing like a taller piece, paint drips are just so easy, especially if you're using spray paint. They're just so easy to get and they're really not that easy to get rid of. So I definitely would suggest kind of laying your piece down and spraying everything flat from above. So I decided to do the whole piece in this teal color, except for the one door that has the 3 glass parts in it. So I went ahead and spray painted that door with the paprika color. It did come out a little bit more red than I wanted in the first place, but after I went over it like 3 times, it got a little bit darker, so it was a lot more ideal. After everything was spray painted, I went ahead and coated it with this gloss spray. This is also the gloss I use for all my furniture pieces. It's just gloss clear from Rust-Oleum, and I like the 2x Ultra Cover one. I just think it's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit sturdier, and it just protects nice and well, and it gives that super shiny finish too. So my solution for the doors was to take this kind of burlap fabric where it's kind of like a netting fabric, and I was going to just go ahead and put that in the place of them. I think it gives it kind of a cool like little rustic-y look. I got this burlap from Walmart. It was like $4, so it was a really good deal, and it just so ever fit in the hole, so that was amazing. I was really worried that it's gonna be too skinny, so but yeah, so I just laid it over the back of the door, and I took these little gold thumbtacks that are like flat once you hammer them in, and I just went ahead and put them in the corners and then kind of like 2 inches or so apart from each other down the length of the door. And yeah, I think this worked really well. It held them in really well, and I think it's really cute. It's kind of unique and gives it a cool touch. Then I went ahead and reassembled the piece. Sorry, the lighting's kind of weird in here. As you can tell, it was rainbow hour in my house. But then I just went ahead and put everything back together, which is not very hard, so that didn't take too long. It was nice. For the red door, I decided to keep 2 glass pieces in, just so that it wasn't all burlap. I feel like that would just be a little too much. So I put burlap in the center window there, and I think that looks really cute. And then I went ahead and screwed the 2 glass pieces back in. And then after reassembling everything, here she is, all beautiful and staged. I carried it out to the alley behind my house so that I could use this white garage as a backdrop instead of my dark blue house. And yeah, I think it looks so cute. I posted it on Marketplace and it sold within like 4 hours, so that was really good. Yeah, she's super cute, she's super shiny. I honestly kind of wish that I had a space for her in my house, but she just isn't my style, so there she goes. Okay guys, so next up is these god dang chairs. Okay, so look, I picked these up for free on the side of the road, so it's not really a loss. These were an experimental piece for me. I had never used varnish stripper before, and I really wanted to try it on something. This was not the piece to try it on, but, well, no, it kind of was, I guess, because it was free. But they were in pretty rough shape. They were already ugly, and I gotta tell you right now, guys, there is not a happy ending here. There is not. It started off strong, started off okay, and then it went a little sour, and I don't know why. I just kept trying, guys. I was really optimistic for a while. But anyway, so here's me ripping off the seats. There was literally one nail holding the seat in, and I had to cut it out. And yeah, so I went ahead anyway, and I repaired this part. It's just the little part that the seat screws into, and it just ripped right off. So I just put some Gorilla Glue, or you can use wood glue or whatever works, in there, and it actually held really well, so. Okay, so next I'm using this paint and varnish stripper, which I have never done before, but I figured these free roadside chairs were a good opportunity for me to try it out. I thought that it would be easier to get the kind that sprays like this, but I don't really have any idea what I'm doing. And so my biggest fear kind of came to fruition, which while I was spraying this, I was like, well, won't it just only peel up in the parts that it's sprayed on? Like, shouldn't it be more like, you know, smeared all over kind of thing? And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So it basically peeled the varnish off in like specific chunks, and I think I would have been way better off like smearing it around with my glove. But I did not do that. And so yeah, we'll come back to that. Alright, so here I spent a lot of time debating between these two fabrics. I thought the blue one was kind of cute, but then I thought, when it's on the chair, it might be kind of ugly. So then I thought, well, let's just go super tropical, right? Very trendy with these big palms. So that's what I'm doing. If I hadn't torn the last upholstery thing to shreds, I could have just used that as a guide. But I did tear to shreds. So instead, we are going to just measure with the cushion. Make sure you have enough room to wrap around the edges, of course. And then I'm just cutting out 2 squares the same size that fit around. And now I'm just running my iron over and getting out any of those seams since it's a new fabric. You definitely don't want to have like a crease right in the middle of your seat cushion because you can't really do much about it then. I think I've upholstered something on here before. Seat cushions are kind of the easiest thing to do. Like the ones that were on here were definitely DIY already. But yeah, it's super simple. Just tuck in the corners. You kind of just find a fold that makes it lay nice and flat. I like to use a little bit of tape. I usually just use masking tape, but I'm out, so I'm using expensive tape. And I like to just use a little bit of tape just to hold the corners in place so that while I'm stapling, nothing gets shifted around. And then all you really need is a staple gun. And all I'm going to do is just staple all the way around. Usually it's a lot easier. I don't know what is with this piece of wood, but honestly, guys, these chairs just had it out for me from the beginning. I should have just left these on the side of the road. I'm going to tell you right now, learn from my mistakes. And if you learn anything from this entire portion of this video is that if you're going to try something new, try it on something that was free. That's it. I'm leaving it in because at least you can learn how to upholster a seat cushion. If that's all you learn from this, that's fine with me. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to staple around the whole thing. And again, I don't know why these staples weren't going in. I think maybe it's just a shitty staple gun. So I literally had to hammer every single one of them in, and then they were falling out. It was a whole mess. Anyway, just enjoy. I'll be back. Okay, right. So like I said before, my fear did happen. And so basically this is what this nasty, nasty chair looks like. I did try to sand it off. I tried to scrape it off. I tried to sand it off. I tried to electric sand it off. It wasn't coming off. So I thought, oh, let's just go balls to the wall and spray it white. It's hideous. Oh my God, you guys. It's so ugly. These chairs, they just got worse and worse and worse, and nothing was looking out for me. Absolutely nothing. Thank God I only painted one white, I guess, but honestly, they're both gross. I literally gave up on these for like 2 weeks, and then this is me coming back to them, and it's just disgusting. Why did I keep going? I don't know. I wasted so much white spray paint, but I really just kept going for it. I'm gonna tell you right now, these chairs did not turn out. So the seat cushions are cute, and maybe one day I will thrift some frames of chairs that have no seat cushions. I don't know about this one. I've almost given up on these damn chairs quite a few times, and I'm still thinking about it. I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. I don't know if they're saving this one, if I'm honest. I don't know if there is a way to come back. Let's take a look. Literally so bad. And then just to top it off, like this is what sent me over the edge. It was out here for like an hour drying, and I thought it was dry, right? Testing it. I pick it up, and then no, just squish of spray paint all over my nails, all over my everything. So screw these chairs. I'm over them. I hate them. They're disgusting. Somebody else can pick them up from my curb and do something with them, please, for the love of God. So this next one is insanely easy because I thought, well, let's just end on at least a note of something finished, right? So these are super easy. It's not even much of a transformation, but again, I wanted to have something in there. So I found these stools on the side of the road. There's 4 of them. They all have this like alligator kind of print on them, or texture to them, I should say. Except the white one. The white one is different, so I decided to just do the 2 green and the black. The white one just has like a weird, just kind of like a bumpy texture all around. But when I was doing them, I was like, it's kind of weird just to have one that doesn't match, you know? They're just little IKEA stools. They were free on the side of the road. They're very sturdy, as you can tell. Basically, I'm going to spray paint these legs gold. That's pretty much what I did. But honestly, they look really cute. I really like them in the end. So stay tuned. At least see this transformation, you know? They did have a bunch of like paint marks and scuffs and stuff on them, so we're going to clean them up real nice. I went and unscrewed all of the legs, right? Then I realized later on that was super unnecessary, and I did not need to unscrew all the legs. I could have just unscrewed them from the seat. So on the last one, I didn't unscrew, or I unscrewed them from the seat and then not from each other, which made it so much easier. Like my whole life was so much easier. Because then I didn't have to like prop up the legs on something while I painted and whatnot. But I think at first, at least for the first one, I wasn't quite
understanding how they were attached, but they just have like this little plastic bit that the screws screw into that were just stuck in the chair. So here's me trying to pull it apart. It was actually like kind of very hard. But anyway, I could have left them at least somewhat attached, but what's done is done. Alright, so then I just took all the legs outside and spray painted them gold. I like using the metallic finish gold from Rust-Oleum. I think it just has a really nice shine to it, and I think it makes it look more expensive. Literally, if you don't know what to do with something, just paint it gold, and it'll probably be good. So yeah, here's me painting the individual legs, and then I got smart, like I said, and I just kept that other pair together. So that was a lot easier. So, I mean, if you have these exact stools and you are also painting the legs gold, I would say leave them together, because it stands up for you. Okay, now I'm going to give these tops a really good clean. They were actually a lot dirtier than I thought. So right now I'm just using a cleaner, and then I also used a little rubbing alcohol, and that did take off those paint scuffs for the most part. There's like a few like tiny little pieces that didn't want to come off. But I just used this little brush as well. Something like a toothbrush or like a rough scrubbing brush would have worked too. And yeah, this alcohol took off most of the paint marks for sure. Okay, so then I kind of decided I wanted to give these a different finish, and I really wanted to make them nice and shiny because I thought like the alligator-esque skin like should be wet and glistening, right? So I just used this like clear coat. It's like the double, like 2 times clear coat, and I really like it. And I think it actually just gave them the perfect finish, makes them look like new, and yeah, I think it was a good little topper there. And then now I'm just putting all the legs back together. It was a little bit more complicated than I thought because I couldn't remember how they went together. But I got them eventually. So yeah, we're just reassembling. Staged them up, and here they are. They are so cute. I think they're adorable. Yeah, I'm gonna sell them because I don't need them, of course, but I think the gold just always makes it look a little bit bougier, you know what I mean? But yeah, you could put a little plant on that. You could put a little kid on it. Yeah, they're like perfect for like a little kid's height table, or for a planter. So, yep, there they are.
Well, guys, you know, this video didn't go quite as planned, obviously, but I hope it's just a reminder that you can't win them all. And also, if you're gonna try something you've never done before, try it on something that was free. Because now I tried it, and now I know I probably will not buy the spray version again of the. But yeah, you know, we live and we learn, and the chairs didn't work out, and I probably could have kept them and then maybe came back to them, but honestly, I've had them for like over a month now, and I cannot look at them anymore because it is becoming unbearable. So anyway, let's focus on the positives. These were super easy, obviously. Just gave them that glossy top coat and them gold legs. Look how much more bougie they look now. Super cute. And then I still have the white one too, so maybe I'll do something fun with that one. But yeah, these came out great. That bathroom cabinet came out fantastic. It sold so quick too. I'm gonna take some pictures of these all cute and staged and post them and get them on out of here. Yeah, but thanks again for watching, you guys. Tune in next week for more videos. Yeah, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.